Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, about time we
want
found
you
out
to
here,
in,
man.
man. Let him get his word in, then we're gonna come to you, Lord.
No, I
Oh
was
no,
about
I
to
didn't
say.
know if I was connected. My bad.
I was about to say my biggest gripe with my game is probably game
Man, turn the
management,
light on, fool.
game
Yeah,
management,
nigga, all this darkness and shit.
and I'm gonna say
Hey guys, I gotta go, man. I'm in traffic, so I'll see you guys in a bit.
all right, bro.
All right, Grunt.
All
Come
right.
back in, man, when you can.
But game management and late game decisions, like I done lost a lot of games, a lot of close games with top users, whereas though I can kick a field goal, game is over, but I decide to run the ball and I fumble.
Ah, that hurts.
Like I lose games like that a lot, or I use my timeouts too early, and I ain't got timeouts when I'm down in the red zone or some shit like that. That's probably my biggest gripe with my game. And Law mastered this on me, and this how I beat Law the last time we played. Is that Law like to play me deep because he know I like to pass, he know I like to go deep. And Mateo did the same way, even though he still beat me, but he liked to play me deep. But when I started dinking and dunking, I was moving the ball on him. Law didn't adjust, but Mateo did. And then that's how Mateo, I think I lost to Mateo probably 3 times this Madden too. I think I only beat him once. So that's sad. I'm mad about that.
Don't worry, we gonna play again.
Hey, so Law, man, that was my bad earlier, man. I wasn't able to unmute you, and so I think you've been muted up until now. Just go ahead, man. Now, what we're talking about is who would you say are the top users, you know, the best competition that you've come across in these leagues?
And last call. Well,
And GBL.
all right. Off top of my head, I'll say Chambliss, Mateo, M, U. Not in no particular order. Ryan. Let me see. Calvin Jack. Sack. I mean, definitely Ryan from GBL. Ryan.
Yeah.
Definitely Ryan. Your boy Evan, I never played him, but he won a Super Bowl, so I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he's a pussy, man.
Damn. I'm gonna love this.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Damn. Josh Evans was asking how to listen in. All he had to do is press play on the link, right?
Right.
Cool. Damn.
But yeah, let me ask you this. Let me put it to you like this, man. What would you say are things that make a guy difficult to beat in Madden?
When he patient.
Yeah.
Patience.
When he's
Definitely
patient.
run the ball. For me, running the ball, because like I love playing people who like to score quick, because if you try to push the ball on the field real quick, you're gonna turn it over. And I love playing people who go deep a lot, because once they get to like inside the 10-yard line, they kind of lose focus.
They don't got no plays.
They don't have no exactly. Exactly.
I think the hardest thing for me to stop is niggas who run out the pocket. I can't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
You
you can't quarterback spy? Why? What's up with that?
It's all right. It's like this. When I play somebody who run out the pocket. Like I'm in this one league for real. I think it's lobby as shit, but I'm still in it. But I played this guy, and he would run out the pocket, and then once I started adjusting to that, he had a whole nother game plan. And so I'm adjusting to that. He hit me over this way. I'm like, what the fuck? So he just had my defense just all over the fucking field. I struggle with it. For some reason, I struggle with that shit.
So Chris Chambliss must be your kryptonite then.
Chris played what?
He always run out the pocket, though.
Me and Chris played 3 times, I think, before one of them. I think I'm 2-2 against you. He don't run out the pocket a lot on me, though. And
I played him just yesterday. He kind of surprised me. I was ready for him to do that, but he wasn't doing it though. He still beat
right. He didn't run out the pocket like that. And then I played him back in Madden 16. So playing him, I expect that shit. So I'm already on his ass, and he don't
Right.
do it like consecutively. So I don't know. I'll be ready for yo though. I'll be ready for yo. I'll be ready for you.
Now, Sack used to be bad about that shit too. You know what I'm saying? That Sack MO back in the day when we was in Rogers, his thing was roll out to the left, throw to the flats, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That was like Sack thing. I was surprised when I found out he all of a sudden became a believer in running the football. You know what I'm saying?
Or
But, you know,
he used to roll out right and roll left also for the guy crossing the field.
Yeah.
Wait, who is Sack?
Eric.
Eric Otero.
Steelers.
Eric.
Oh shit. I'm like,
Puerto Rican.
who the fuck?
The other Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
he
got
Mexican, man.
I got you.
Grumpy, I thought Sack was Puerto Rican.
Nah, I think he Mexican. Grumpy's Mexican too.
Grumpy, the one I always called him Puerto Rican.
Nah, Grumpy. Lou and Chris were Puerto Rican.
Right. But now as far as, you know, my 2 cents on that, as far as number one, like the best players, you know, obviously I gotta, you know, give props to Mateo, because, you know, me and Mateo, I kind of came across Mateo back when I was like just straight terrorizing motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I was like winning every fucking league I was in. And that was when we first came into CFM. You know what I mean? When we first went online, it was a few leagues starting up, and we was in AWL together, and nobody could beat me. And I played Mateo, and I thought he was just like everybody else. He had Tampa Bay. I looked at the roster. I was like, okay, he ain't got shit.
I had a crappy, shitty-ass roster, too.
And, you know, and even to this day, that's kind of his MO. He don't need good players. You know, he don't have to have high-rated guys. I mean, the motherfuckers won 3 Super Bowls in last call with the Jets.
With the fucking Jets. And then the sad part
With the
is,
Jets, man.
I looked at them Jets.
With, you know, what's the dude got hit in the jaw?
Geno's nice, man.
Geno, three-time Super Bowl champion. Geno, if anybody can make Geno Smith out of a 3-time Super Bowl champion, you know, I have to give that man props. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Pat.
But, you know, that's the kind of player Mateo is. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, he beat me back then. And but then we met up in the playoffs, and I had a chance. And I think that was one of them versions. I don't remember the year it was, but that was one of the first versions they had in there where you could go back and look at the replays after the game. And when he beat me, you know, I went in there and I looked at the plays, you know, and I found out and I saw what he was doing to me. And so I developed a scheme, you know, so when we played that next time, I had the 49ers, and he was running kind of like a cover 3, but he would kind of hot route some guys here and there. But I knew the tight end would be open, you know what I mean, on them corner routes. And I was able to beat him because, you know, we play similar in terms of, like, you know, I'm going to play defense. One thing about me and guys like Mateo, every year you see us in the league, we're going to be in the top 5 in scoring defense. And you know, consequently, not that we big offensive juggernauts or anything, but, you know, we'll still be in the top guys in scoring, point differential, and all that kind of stuff, turnover differential, all those kind of key statistics in football. And, you know, but when we played in that rematch, I adjusted my game and I beat him and I went on to win the Super Bowl. And then I was in Radgers. I don't remember what we called it before we started calling it Radgers, but it was Dom's league. And so I put Mateo on to that. And then we was in Radgers together. And, you know, he was the same kind of guy. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I say too, when you talk about good players, is a lot of people talk about good players like, okay, it all depends on the release. You know, like one release, they are Super Bowl contender, and the next release, they're a bum. If you are a good Madden player, you are going to be good every single release. If you are good one release and not good the next release, you're not a good Madden player. You took advantage of an exploit.
Right.
You either had no blitz that nobody could block.
Right.
You either had some kind of exploit that you was able to exploit on offense or defense that, you know, nobody could stop. But then when the next release came out and the nano didn't work and the export didn't work, your game was done. You know what I'm saying? So the guys to me that I know are good players are the guys that are good every release in every league they play in. And Mateo is definitely one of them. Chris Chambliss is another guy. You know what I mean? I played with him in different leagues. I think we was in Betty Black together. And then I was in Boston Hard Knocks with them a few times, you know, before I even came into GBL and Last Call. And, you know, he's always one of those guys that, you know, he's in the mix, you know. And now since I've been in GBL and Last Call, you got guys like, you know, like I said, he's always been a, you know, contender. He's always in the mix. When he's not tanking, that is.
Yeah.
Now, he is not above throwing the season so that he can, you know, team build on the other end and get all them picks and all that kind of stuff. We'll probably talk about some of that later. Kind of M's and Mo, but I know when he wants to be competitive, he's hard to beat. Got to give it to Ron. You know what I mean? Ron was one of those guys when I came in last year and I played. I was like, this young ass kid, there's no way fucking way he gonna beat me. Y'all got me fucked up. And the motherfucker picked me off like 6 times or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And then now when we came back this year in Last Call, I was ready for him. And I broke his young ass down and ran him out the league. He went away for a while and got his shit together. And he came back and won his last Super Bowl. And, you know, doing his thing. You know what I mean? Motherfucker had like 40, 60 some, I mean, just a ridiculous amount of picks because he's one of them guys that just got that level of user skill that when you put the ball in the air, you're really taking a chance. If you really don't have him figured out defensively, you know, playing with fire when you try to throw the ball on him. And if you can't run the ball on him, you know, like the guys who beat him are guys that are, you know, just ground and pound him. You know what I mean? Keep the ball away from him, limit his possessions, don't turn it over. And then, you know, get him, because, you know, he'll turn the ball over too, you know. But, you know, go ahead, Mattel.
Nah, I said he'll throw the ball a lot.
And
Hey,
he'll
they
make
said,
mistakes.
why can't they comment?
Huh?
They said, Rodney from GBL said, why can't he comment?
Oh, Ron trying to call in?
Comment.
Oh, so let me take this opportunity, Ron, to wish you a happy birthday.
Not Ron, Rodney Hudson, the weak ass
Oh,
Patriot.
Rodney.
Yeah, the weak ass Patriot.
Rodney Hudson.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Let him call.
He listened to this. He listened to this and he about to hit me in my inbox because I called him a weak ass Patriot nigga. Watch.
Tell him to comment his question, man, and then, you know, we'll respond like that. Because now there's a way to do it. I mean, and I say that because it's a technical thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a way that you can enable them to call in. But I quite haven't, you know, I'm still trying to figure out the basis on this thing. So I haven't figured that out yet. But if you got questions, you know, want to make a comment, tell them to just comment either on the page or in the chat, and then we can respond to them like that. You know what I'm saying?
All right. He can hear you, so I think he's going to do that.
Okay, so I digress, but let me get a few more. Of course, Law. Now, again, Law's one of them guys. He make the playoffs every year, but he hasn't had any answers for X so far. So I have respect for his game from afar, but not that he's beaten me yet. You know what I'm saying? So I respectfully.
I'm gonna have some answers for you, ass. Hold on.
And then who else, man? You know, Chris Rivera. You know, I think we're like 2-1 now. You know what I mean? It's like I beat him, he's beating me. We kind of going back and forth. He got me on some bullshit the other day with that catch he got on Xavier Howard. I had that game in the bag, and that was
you talk about that Madden box, the Chris Chambliss league, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, he beat me on some bullshit too, yo. I drove down. It's 14-21. I'm on a 5-yard line. I throw the ball. It hit the goalpost. Incomplete. Time run out. Still, like I had 15 seconds left.
A pass hit the goalpost.
Yeah, it hit the goalpost, and then the time was still running. It didn't even stop.
Oh man, that sounds like this shit. Maybe we can talk about that. I think this would be a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
That game between Ron and that crybaby ass dude in the AFC Championship. That shit was crazy.
Oh man.
Jack. You know what I mean? But
I had to get when that happened, I had to get on the page quick. He was trying to continue the game.
Yeah, I didn't even know what happened.
Yeah, this is the same guy. Keep in mind now, this is the same guy who the year before, when I beat his ass in the playoffs, quit. You know what I'm saying? Straight out just quit the game, not because of any legitimate reason. He was just crying, calling his play calling shit. But I did it as as the execution that I am. Basically what it was, I run my certain plays. But we got in a key situation in the game where he thought I was going to run the same play. And I switched it up on his ass and cut his throat, and he was about to bleed out. And rather than him, just take his loss like a man, he going to jump up and quit the game. Now, when he gets some legitimate bullshit like they did against Ron, he trying to finish the game out. That's bad character, man.
Oh, Ronnie said he beat you before, X.
I think he might have, because I think we was in the division together in GBL, and I had the Chiefs, and either had the Raiders or maybe the Chargers or something. I think he did beat me though. He did.
I don't know. The last time I played Ronnie, man, I was up like 52-0 at halftime, man. Em, you remember that, right?
Ooh.
Huh?
Ooh.
Em, you remember that, right?
Oh, when he was being last time.
He was complaining. He was complaining I was cheating. The dude was throwing the ball right to my DBs.
Yo, he said you was cheating, and I'm like,
yes.
All right, so I'm like, let me check this stream out real quick. I go to the stream. The first thing I see is Joe throwing the ball right to Mateo. I say, what the fuck? I turn that shit right off. I said, I know this man ain't really get me to watch this shit, and he's playing that bullshit, yo.
And see, now that would be a segue into this thing about rules, because like I said, man, a lot of these guys be crying and complaining to commissioner all the time about, this guy, he doing the same play, he doing this, he doing that. Like, man, come on now. And then they, them be the same guys always running down the game. Oh, the game is garbage and this and that. It's like, no, man, you're garbage. You know what I'm saying? It's like play real fucking football. And the thing that guys don't understand is like, what separates the NFL from college? You know what I mean? Like college, motherfuckers be scoring 60, 70 points, and in the Big 12 and the Pac-10 and all that shit, and they be just run up and down the field. But you get in the NFL, man, particularly when you get to that elite playoff level, what separates the pros from the rookies and the amateurs is they know how to play defense. You know what I'm saying? And when you get in them situations, either you know how to make the adjustments to stop. If somebody's doing something over and over again and you can't stop it, that's your fucking fault. It's not the game, it's not the other guys, nobody's but yours. Because I guarantee you, if you play me and you think you're going to just do some shit over and over and over again, and I say that as a guy, I don't even have fucking user skills. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not like I can take that one guy and run over here and take that guy away. It's like I know how plays to call to take that shit away. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you don't know how to do that, man, that's on you. It's not the game. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on. Next topic is most improved players in Madden 17.
Yo, I'm gonna give a shout out to Kent.
Yep.
Give a shout out to Kent.
Yeah, but the only issue I have with Kent, man, he play like 6-8 games a season, man.
Yeah, he don't play a full season, but from playing in Madden 16 to playing this Madden, he done gave me some good games that I didn't think was gonna give me. Like he done almost beat me a few times. Like just be like, what the fuck? And whereas Madden 16, I whooped your ass every single time. So I gotta give it to yo. I don't know how y'all feeling, but that's my pick.
Yeah, that's my pick too. Besides, I was gonna say Keys, but I said nah, fuck it.
Ah, he don't even play nothing.
And he ain't even coming to GBL, y'all. He ain't coming to GBL. I can't do it no more with y'all. I can't do it with that.
But the one person I give credit to, he didn't really improve, but always play their games no matter what, is Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause that man takes some beating, shorty. Like the nigga, it was it Nearly? Yeah, the nigga Nearly in GBL beat your law. What he put up like 100 points?
Yeah, like close to 100. But that's my
Willie,
dude, man. Willie play all his games, man.
He do.
Yeah, when you ain't trying to fuck.
Devin say, how about them Crusaders?
Who? Oh, how about the Crusaders? Oh yeah, my man Devin. He a good user, bro. My man Devin. He the
Shout out Devin.
He the Crusaders in my league. Well, who the fuck the Vikings? They were the Vikings. When they Vikings?
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Richard asking to repost the link. Let me see if I can tag him in the link.
What I need to do, Law?
I'm tagging Richard right now. You good?
Okay. All right.
He said, wait,
Mateo.
Richard said attachment unavailable. He trying to watch the link.
And it's not, he can't, it won't pull up.
Nah, that's what he said.
Oh, fuck.
Guess he could go to YouTube and type it in, though.
Well, it's supposed to go straight to YouTube and pull it up there because I when I posted
Yeah,
was
it did it for me. Yeah, it did it for me.
And I'm pretty sure it was public, man.
Yeah, it did it for me.
Let me see if it does for me. I'm gonna check it right now.
All right. So, Law, in the meantime, who's your most improved?
I mean, it's tough, man, because it seems like the same people who was good last year is good this year. I have to say, damn. Besides Kent, I have to say Kent. Besides Kent, I mean, besides Kent,
Right. Okay.
I can't think. I'm just thinking. I mean,
Hey yo, no. I gotta give a shout out to the chef, cause Joe did make it to a Super Bowl in GBL. I don't know.
hey,
I
Chef.
don't know how.
Wait, what about Chef?
Chef is the bottom feed. I thought Chef was a baller.
I never, yo, nah, yo. A baller, yo.
Oh shit! Here we go.
He a
It depends.
baller.
Oh,
Baller if you don't know how to.
Let me tell you,
If you don't know how to
Chef.
stop this shit.
If he has two receivers that can do the Hail Mary play.
Man, where he at?
Yeah, he definitely bombed it out.
If he got them players, then yeah, you fucked. Other than that, nah.
Oh,
Oh shit! Damn.
So, Mateo, who you got
for what?
most improved? Did you say already?
No, I didn't say. I just said someone who takes a beating and keeps playing.
Well, you know who I gotta go with, right?
Oh.
My motherfucking nigga, Alejandro Chavero. Now, Grumpy, he haven't had his breakthrough and made the playoff. Well, I think he did make a playoff this year.
Yeah, he made it in the Legends League.
Yeah, he did.
In the Legends? Right.
His only issue is he never played a full season, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, so
so much stuff going on outside, man.
Okay, so let me say this, now, of course, I met Grumpy back in Rogers, and Grumpy was the doormat of the league. But as long as he had his Raiders, he was straight. You know what I mean? He ride or die. He played all his games. He finished the seasons. You know what I mean? Never complained. He just played it out, and that's why I always respect him. You know what I mean? And so this particular Madden, I came in and, you can actually, as opposed to back then, you could actually watch guys play. And even back then, when me and Grumpy played, like, other guys would beat Grumpy like 52-13 and, crazy shit like that. But when me and Grumpy played, I might beat him like, 27-10. you know what I mean, 3-20 or something like that. But I would win because he's never beat me. But you know, the games wouldn't be that lopsided. And I always told him, like, you know, man, you know, you play good defense, but your offense is ragged. You don't know how to execute on offense. And so, you know, it's times we would try to lab together and shit, you know, and I try to tell him to do this, but, you know, Grumpy be like, man, I ain't doing all this shit, man. I'm just going to play. I'm like, that's why you lose, bro. And so when we got up to, you know, this particular man, and, you know, I see Grumpy beating guys. You know what I mean? He playing defense.
Yeah, he beat Ron.
What's going on?
He beat Ron earlier this year.
Oh, Baylor?
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, yo, Benjamin E. Cruz.
Benjamin Mateo, and I know it. You know, ain't anybody gonna beat Mateo. You know what I mean? And so I knew he was there. And even then, you know, we tried to get together and do a little labbing. And the thing I think kind of threw that off this year was, you know, they keep doing all these patches. And so, like, you know, I thought I had figured out the running game, and I was telling Grumpy, okay, this is how you run the football. But by the time I think he went and tried it, they had did a patch and the shit wasn't working like that. And I think he kind of felt like, oh, X told me some bullshit, you know, that shit don't work. And then he kind of, you know, went back to doing his old stuff. And then that's when he kind of got burnt out and kind of, you know, got away from the game. But still, you know, just the fact that, you know, this particular man, Grumpy wasn't no doormat. You know what I mean? If you didn't have your shit together, Grumpy was gonna play you, or he was gonna beat you, or he was gonna play you to a T. And I seen him do that against a lot of good players this particular match. So, you know what I mean? That's why I say, you know, my guy, as far as most improved, was definitely Grumpy from what I knew him to be before, you know, we played in the league last.
Yeah, well, chiming off what you just said about the patch.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I don't like about the patch, everybody can hit stick now.
Yeah, fuck the patch, yo.
Everyone can hit stick. That's just ridiculous. I lost a game early today because I had 3 fumbles, yo. I didn't throw no interceptions. Fumble.
Yo,
And you don't cover the ball?
And my halfback has like 95 carry.
You don't cover the ball?
Yo, that covering sometimes don't mean shit, yo.
I
it
see
works for me, man. You don't see me fumble too many times. And now y'all be trying to throw them little cute ass moves and shit and trying to, you know, get by guys. But I tell you, y'all know my philosophy. I take my 3 yards in a cloud of dust. After that, you know what I mean? You miss that tackle if you want to, you know, and that's why I like big backs. I like big power backs. Why I ain't got to try to juke a guy, do nothing cute. I'm either gonna run over you or I'm gonna cover the football. All I'm trying to do is hit the right hole, you know what I mean, get positive yardage so I don't give you no 3rd and longs and shit like that. And I'm good, you know what I mean? But trust me, if you come up on me, I got the R1 locked down. You know what I mean?
Smart to start doing that then, because
all right,
carry don't mean nothing.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. All right, next topic. Best games of 17. I think we kind of touched on one of them earlier with Ron and Calvin Jack in the AFC Championship game in last call. But as you guys look back on Madden 17, what are some of the better games that you can remember that stand out in your mind?
I had a lot of good games, but the one game that just popped off in my head was AFC Championship game, me versus Sacks Steelers in last call. In last call.
Right.
Long story short, I think I'm up 14-7 for like 30 seconds to go. Hail Mary, he ties it up. We go into overtime. And I went on a field goal in OT to beat him. But just the way he tied, I could have sworn I had the game in the bag. And I was in quarters, and I dropped 8 people back, and he still scored a touchdown. Hail Mary. Come on.
I remember that season. I don't remember seeing that game, but I remember when you guys played in the regular season. And you know, like I said, coming into it, I didn't think Sack was on your level. And so when y'all played that first game, Sack beat you. And
Yeah.
then
The way he
did it,
played,
then
the way he
he threw salt in the wound afterwards. You know what I mean? When he had the game wrapped up, he was trying to run the score up on him. So I knew that was
Yes, he was.
years of pain and frustration.
Yeah, but I remember that when I played him in the playoffs and then I beat him. Remember that?
Right. Was that the same year or was that a different year?
Same year.
Okay. Right.
I played him
And
first.
so I know that sticks in his craw too, you know what I mean? So, because Sack is elite level, man.
I played him first and then I played you second.
Oh, so that was a first round game?
No. It was the divisional.
Yeah, right. It had to be because me and you played in the championship.
Yeah, it was the divisional.
Right. You kicked my ass, man. I don't even want to think about that.
That was a snow game. Yo, if you gotta understand, that's why I always pick cold weather teams. I love playing in the snow. Dudes hate it. I love it.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, that's why I like dome teams, man.
I love it. I don't throw the ball down the field anyway, so it's perfect for me.
Right, so it's perfect for you. I'm gonna say my best. I got a couple games that was good for me. Pat, I'm gonna touch on one of the games where we played in the AFC Championship game. It was we played during the season in GBL, and I hit you with a couple cover 2 blitzes. You wasn't ready for them. So then we played in the playoffs. You came with your own cover 2 blitz, and I wasn't ready for it. But I wound up beating you by how much I beat you by, Pat?
I think it was a touchdown. I remember that was that game when Travis Kelce punk ass dropped that key first down, man.
Yeah. And you was in the red zone, and he dropped that shit.
I was on the edge of the red zone, and if I had made that first down, I could have kicked the field goal and salted the game away. Yeah, and then he dropped that pass. I didn't convert on 4th, and I wasn't. I was kind of in that twilight zone between field goal range and punting, and I tried to go for it on 4th because if I made it, the game was over. And I didn't make it, then you went down and scored.
Yeah, that game was fire. And then it was a game I played Kizzy. I played Kizzy in the Super Bowl in GBL. And this was when I had Will Fuller. I think I had Will Fuller up to 98 speed for real. Niggas was mad about that shit. Niggas hated that. But I'm playing and I'm fucking up the first half. Fucking up. So then I get cute and I just start playing stupid. Tie it up, send it to overtime. But I got possession first in overtime, and I went down and scored on I took it serious. And once we got to overtime, I went down and scored. And I'm trying to think. And then when I played Ryan in the Super Bowl, that was a good game too. Even though I lost on some bullshit on that, I still think it was bullshit. Everybody, Matteo saying I could stop it.
It wasn't, man. It was basically something you couldn't stop.
It was, but at that time, I wasn't expecting for to do that shit, And if I know what I knew now, it wouldn't have worked. I got shit for some of that shit. It wouldn't have worked. But those my 3. That was probably the best games I played.
Get you some light, man. You all in the darkness and shit, man.
Oh yeah, cause I'm in the living room, and right now I got the lamp from the living room.
Turn the lights on, dude.
I'm in the living room, and I got the lamp from the living room in my room, cause my shit broke.
Turn the light on. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go get.
Y'all ain't got no overhead light.
Hell no. Plus I've been sitting here waiting for Troy to fucking accept this game invite because
that's why I'm actually
Troy ducking, man. Troy ducking.
playing the game, so I can't really,
No, this nigga is on the game invite.
Troy ducking.
He's on the screen.
I'm starting
He's on the screen, but he not.
I wish he could hear that. Yo,
before you start, Locke, go ahead and give me your best game of last year.
Damn, that's a good one. Best one I saw was actually Ryan and Kelvin Jack. Before he didn't want to restart, I couldn't believe that. That was that was ridiculous. I'm like, Ryan was I'm gonna tell the truth. Ryan was like, yo, look, you see this? He was like, man, look what happened. And I'm like, man, just quit the game. That was a hell of a game.
About time this nigga coming, shit.
Yo,
that was yeah.
No, go ahead. Remember, because M said Troy ducking. Remember when freaking Troy ducked me in the freaking Super Bowl?
Yeah, I remember that. Dude,
Who ducks the
No
Super Bowl?
lie.
They got a force one in the Super Bowl, I believe.
So a dude did not want to play.
And
And so
like,
what happened?
saying like he the most improved. I'm like, nah, actually, nobody was in the NFC at the time. And they, in the league.
Wait, Troy was in last call?
And no, in
No,
the
that was
league you playing in right now.
Troy quit. He quit last call. He was in duels actually. And like,
Man, Troy quit on me in games a bunch of times, yo.
Yeah, he always quit, man. I wish you could hear this too.
He quit on me. And he get mad because I talk shit. And I be sitting there whipping his ass, calling him a bum. You fucking bum. Get the fuck off the stick. Yo, pause the game, quit, lead a lead, yo, block me. Yo, soft as shit,
Yo, M.
Yo.
Lou talking about how he busted ass with those beers, yo.
oh, Rodney asking about how to improve his passing game.
You heard me?
What'd you say?
Lou talking about how he beat you with those beers.
He ain't bust my ass, though. That fucking game he played, fuck that. No, y'all niggas, because niggas was trying to play with me, acting like I went with the Giants for real. So I had to show niggas the last season, like, yo, I went 13-3 last season when I tried. Took out Chris.
Here we go.
And then Lou had the 99 speed, 99 truck and running back. That's the only way the fuck that nigga won.
Hey, you saw what the 99 speed running back did against the Jets, though.
He ain't do shit. You right.
Damn.
The Lou game was a shootout, though. That was a pure fucking shootout.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
We was going up and down the field. I lost on a last pick. I overthrew that bitch. Pick. That was it.
And you had another dude open, too.
Yeah. I had another dude open, and I threw it on there.
Those are the worst picks, yo. When you got someone else open.
Late game decision picks, yo. I suck.
All right, guys. So, okay, next topic, we're gonna move ahead to Madden 18. So, I don't know if you guys have been, listening to any of the, videos and the output and stuff. They've been talking about different features and stuff like that. But, if you have, speak on some of the features you like or heard, or if you haven't, just, do like a wish list. What are things you would like for them to prove on? For as Madden 18. So Law or M, one of you guys go ahead since y'all about to get in game. I don't want you talking about I cost you a loss either.
Huh?
M, you go first. I'm actually trying to answer Rodney about improving his passing game. You want to speak on that too for him?
About what I've been saying in Madden 18. What I'm not liking is that I seen one of the developers, yo, he ducked a question. And the question was, do ratings matter? For real. And I felt as though he ducked it because he went on to say, yeah, so when you use a truck, you'll see use a truck. And that's how you know if the player is doing something. In my opinion, first of all, we already see user everything on this one. So that's not no upgrade. And then you're not answering the question. The question is, when the AI, you feel me, doing something, like let's say I got a 85 overall right tackle or something, right? With like 80 strength and like 70, like 82 run block or something like that. Then I got a hold on, I gotta pause this. I gotta take it. But I got like a 77 overall lineman with like 70 block shed and 72 strength. Is he gonna blow past my lineman like in past matches? Or is my lineman gonna, his attributes is gonna take an effect and he's gonna, you feel me, maul over that D line? I thought as though
if you playing Mateo, he will.
Yeah. But look, I thought as though he ducked that question. So I didn't like that. But I am liking the reach tackles. I'm liking it's a few things I'm liking about it. The reach tackles is one. The draft for it is another one.
That I want to like.
Big on that.
Yeah.
And I feel as though you're gonna see more people drafting now, like Grumpy. You know how Grumpy always trade his picks?
Right.
He won't have to do that now. He can actually draft. So I'm liking that shit. So it's just a few things I'm liking about it. I know for a jump from the jump that we trying a new engine this Madden, so I know it's not gonna be the best because it's never the best when Madden tries something for the first time. So we're gonna see how it goes.
Right. Law, you still tied up?
I'm good. The dude ain't come yet, so I'm good to talk.
Who you about to play?
Oh, this is this other league called Future Stars. We're about to play this dude named Bernard.
Oh.
Good shit, you fucking.
So what's your impression of Madden 18? What do you think from what you've heard so far, or what you like to see?
On the draft board for me, I'm excited for my man Grump. I mean, that's huge because he never make the draft, and it's for a lot of people who don't make the draft. Only thing I'm gonna hate about it, a lot of people ain't gonna trade me their first round picks now, so that hurts.
Right.
But
right.
I like the frostbite engine.
Right.
I'm excited to see how that gonna look. Yeah, I'm excited to see how that gonna look too.
Right. Mateo, now Mateo, I know me and you kind of talked about this in the chat one time. Now I know you played FIFA and different games and stuff that already use the frostbite engine. So give me your thoughts on how you feel that the frostbite engine might translate over to Madden.
Well, hopefully it makes it more realistic. The one thing I was just reading about that they said you can press the tight ends now.
Right.
Oh, you can press them now?
Right.
Yes, you can press the tight ends. That's gonna be nice because dudes cheese with the tight ends.
Hell yeah.
And another thing they're talking about this target pass, and I was reading about. I don't know what to say about that yet. I guess we'll see how it goes. I hope it's nothing like that vision cone thing back.
Oh man,
That shit was horrible. But other than that, you know what they're taking away too? Supposedly the ball hawking thing where you could just hold down triangle to get INTs.
that's fine. You can take that away. That's cool.
It's fine because back in the day we never had that anyway. So we're just gonna adjust to the old way.
Yeah, a lot of people use that as an excuse to say that's why people use it good. Nah, like you had to know how to use it before ball hawk came about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, and that was one of my things about that. I really just kind of recently began to grasp exactly how that works. But all the time, as a non-user guy, I never used it, never really paid any attention to it, and never bothered with it. But I would hear all these conversations about, how it makes this big deal about making guys use it better or whatever. But,
I don't think ball hawk makes you better. Just think it makes you worse, actually. But the hardest thing is strafing and trying to get in front of a 95 receiver, and your running back, and your linebacker is like 88 speed.
Right. But one thing I say about that stuff, and I think me and him kind of had a discussion about this. Maybe it was one on CFM. I know he was posting videos about user and stuff like that. But one of the things I hope they fix, and again, conspiracy theorist that I am, and I know I'm in the minority when I say these kind of things, is I think the game is weighted towards guys who do use it.
Oh,
and
I cannot
see there. But the thing is, one of the advantages I think you guys have is when you doing that kind of user stuff, like say when you holding down on that triangle button and running around and doing all the little shit y'all do, it make the pass rush better. Cause I know I can rush 3 guys, with my normal rush, and them motherfuckers won't get in there. But a guy can be doing that kind of stuff and running around in the secondary, and all of a sudden those guys are getting off blocks. And do I have any proof that that's how it works or whatever? But anyway, that's kind of my another pet theory. So now, as far as the features on Madden 18, let me just go kind of touch on each one as we go into our closing thoughts. Definitely like the draft board. That's something they had in there. back before, and I thought it was an excellent feature. I know I used it, and I was pissed off when they took it out the first time. So I'm delighted to hear they put it back in. And one of the main reasons is, you know, like guys have said already, you know, guys like Grumpy, who, you know, don't want to draft, and Mateo.
He is giving Troy everything this fucking game, yo. Oh my god.
Am you streaming?
Hey yo.
You streaming?
Don't blame it on the podcast, motherfucker.
Yo, I'm not. No, it ain't the podcast,
And,
yo. This nigga just I deflect fucking pass. The fucking shit went in the air, and yo still caught the shit, yo.
One of y'all streaming, I was gonna check out the game.
Put it up right now. Hold on.
But, you know, like I said, you know, Mateo's another one. He don't like to draft. He'll tell you in a minute. Oh man, I don't know why y'all waste y'all time with that stuff. But
Waste of time draft.
now you don't have that excuse. Now you have to scout. You have to pick your players.
He's still on
Set
trade.
your draft board, and you can miss that draft and still get quality players. You know what I mean? So my thing is, one of the things that really kind of upsets the balance of the league competitively is when you have guys like him. I'm glad he done tuned out now. I don't know if you can still hear me or not.
Yeah, I'm here.
But he done won the Super Bowl or made it deep into the playoffs. He one of the top players in the league. But you got guys like Grumpy and them who, you know, have a bad record, and they got all these high draft picks, and all of a sudden they put wholesale all their picks on the block for some, you know, guy that's, you know, getting to the end of his career. He's still high rated or whatever. But and he can help his team, so he's going to trade him from all his draft picks. And a guy like M comes in and gets like his whole fucking draft, and then adds all this young talent to a team that's already stacked.
Yeah.
And then
You know
niggas
what I mean?
mad.
It's like, I don't like this shit, man. And so that's my thing on Grumpy. I hope you listen. I want you to listen to me good. Make sure you scout this year, because I don't want to hear no excuse about you trading your picks away like that. Man.
I'm still trading my picks though.
And don't
Your
y'all
picks
need to
be
come up. Well,
useless.
you have high draft picks anyway, so it's not such an issue.
I'm trading my picks.
Your pick be
And so
like
if you want to trade
32.
some of your talent away from them, the 30th pick and the 29th pick in the second round and all that, that's, you know, that's why nobody really even makes those trades with you anyway, Mateo.
Yeah, but 2 first-round picks are better than 1, man.
True.
Yeah, you know. So if you want to do it, that's on you. But a lot of them guys do that, man, because they don't want to take the time to scout. And it's like,
that's me.
You know, and that's maybe that's something we can get into in the next podcast or whatever about team building. And I think that's one of the most underestimated aspects of franchise, where a lot of guys want to treat it like, you know, it's a head-to-head game. You pick your team, that's the talent you got, and that's who you play with, versus like,
Right.
You building talent over a course of years. Go ahead, Ian.
Yeah, so I was agreeing with you. Instead of building their team, they want to think like you're supposed to play with the same guys the whole time, and that's not how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, they keep forgetting dudes get old, man.
And see, Mateo don't care because he can take a bunch of bombs and still be competitive, and so, you know, he ain't tripping on it. But to a lot of guys, that's a make or break thing. Right. And the thing is too, man, it distributes the talent out evenly in the league. Because, you know, and I'll give you guys this example. Okay, you take a guy like M, and this is what he do. M is like me. He's going to scout. He's going to do all that stuff that you other guys don't want to do. So when he goes into a draft, there may be 5 or 6 guys, 5th, 6th, 7th rounders, undrafted, that are really, truly, and exceptionally talented, that are in that draft. Now, if you give him 3 first rounders, 2 seconds, 3 thirds, and all that kind of stuff, what he's going to do is he's going to, you know, draft his need guy that he needs, and then go and pick up all them gems that are hidden in the draft. Well, normally, if he had that 1 pick, he's going to have to take his need guy and wait to the next round, and then those guys may get picked up by other dudes. But if he's got all these different picks, you know, in that particular draft and all these different rounds, he's going to clean up. And then all of a sudden everybody wondered, you know, why M got a team with everybody 99 and this and that, because, you know, he took advantage of, you know, you guys giving away all his picks like that. You know, and that's part of the problem that I see in a lot of franchises, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree. I mean, as far as wrapping it up, I do want to shout out a couple of faithful users, you know,
All right, bet.
that's always playing the games, always, you know, like we said, Willie, Willie. Another one that always plays games, Josh Evans, man. I mean, dude always plays
Oh
games.
yeah, I forgot Josh. Shout out to
Never
Josh.
complains. Never complains, you
Nope.
know, no matter what. Always plays games. Let me think of who else.
I know a guy I throw in there. Again, I just played with him this year, and from what I understand, he was pretty good in past Maddens, but he's been asked this particular man is Marquise. And Marquise, you know, he'll talk shit. You know, he still talks shit like he good, but at the same time, he plays his games. You know what I mean? He's good natured about it. He don't, at least from what I understand, he ain't doing a lot of crying about taking losses and this and that.
No, he don't cry.
He don't cry. He don't cry at all. He just
Shout
not
out Fred and Peace.
If he was active enough, I think he'd be decent. That's his only issue. Because the last time I played, he was giving me a hard time.
Who, Keith?
Now, was he
Swaggy
good
Keith?
in pass, man?
Yeah.
Oh, Swaggy Keith.
It was 17-14 in the fourth quarter.
Keith have his moments now.
What was the final score, Mateo?
Oh, like 52-14.
I wasn't gonna say nothing because I didn't know what game you was talking about.
No, the only reason it got like that, because I just like, after a while, I was like, F it. I started bringing 6 people, heat after heat after heat, and he couldn't handle it. So he said, fuck it, I'm gonna keep blitzing.
Who?
Before I was dropping 7, I was dropping 8, and he was tearing that shit apart.
Who y'all talking about?
Mark Keys.
Man, shout out Aaron Kane too. I mean, Aaron plays all his games. I can't knock him on that in GBL.
Oh, yeah, Aaron. Yeah, Aaron a good guy.
Cool.
Anybody
else got some last thoughts?
Huh? Last thoughts?
Anybody else last thoughts?
No, I just said mine.
That's pretty much it. Okay. All right, guys. So, you know, that's a wrap for this initial GBL and Last Call 32 podcast.
Hold on, let's see.
Appreciate everybody for tuning in, being patient with us. You know, we still got to work out a lot of bugs, and you know, we're gonna try to up the production and get a better quality. You know, with the visuals and you know some of the effects and stuff like that. You know, we're gonna learn through this thing as we go. Hopefully, by the time that Madden 18 drops, we'll have one of the top quality productions out there on the web in terms of the Madden leagues. You know, we want to represent with these 2 leagues. You know, I know me myself. You know, I'm getting ready to go through film school and try to really, you know, I'm gonna get my hands on some top-notch equipment and get around some people that can really kind of teach me how to do some of this stuff, and we can really kind of step up our game in terms of this level. But also, you know, it's all about, you know, the quality of play on the field, and maybe we'll be able to incorporate some of that, you know, doing some highlights and stuff as the season go along and different things with all the technology at our disposal now. So, you know, we really want to, I really, like I said, you know, Rogers was kind of my home in terms of Facebook and Madden and connected franchise mode. And so a lot of these guys brought me in here. They know me from back then. You know, I was writing articles and game recaps. You know, for those of you who may not know, you know, my background is in sports journalism. And, you know, back then, you know, I was doing my thing for the league, just like I'm doing for, you know, the teams I covered, you know, in the papers and stuff like that. And we would have a lot of fun, you know, putting those together and just kind of spicing up things for the league. And, you know, with all the technology that we got too, and much as I love Madden, we're going to try to bring that to these leagues here And, you know, between all of us, and we're going to share the technology and the knowledge, and it ain't all going to be about me. It's going to be about once everybody else learn how to do the stuff, anybody can do that podcast. Anybody can put together, you know, messages and clips and things like that, you know. So y'all get ready. You know what I mean? We're going to bring it.
All right, fellas.
All right,
All right,
fellas.
man.
Next week.
Great.
Peace.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.